Victor Victrola the 4th, 433548, 1918, VV-IV-suffix A. Alright, this machine is finished at last. Back together, all of its little problems are taken care of. I ended up having to put a new mainspring in it. The original was a little on the weak side, just couldn't push through. Wasn't horrible, and plus it had a repair that I didn't care for. So it's got a brand new mainspring in it. It has a new turntable felt, as you can see, because the original was eaten away by various insects and just by time. Just look at the side. I don't know if that's coming up on the camera, but should be able to see it. And it's cleaned up. Now somebody has improved the finish on this. Not something I like or would do myself, but someone did it and not much I can do about it now. Most of the original finish is still there. It's just hidden under a layer of some kind of lacquer. And I left a couple of runs here and there. Typical, home job type thing. But that'll have to be whenever it was done. It's obviously a very long time ago, so can't do much about it now. Now we have the exhibition reproducer, which was the only choice for the small Victor the 4th, Victrola the 4th. Being 1918 late production, it has a top on it that is very motorboard, I should say, very similar to one found on the Victrola the 6th. You can see the way they've beveled everything, and it's got the little groove here cut into it. A single spring motor is still in there, obviously. All the little 4s had the single spring motor. Very similar to the one, or actually the same as the one you're going to find in the earliest generation of Victor Victrola 50, the portable, which was essentially one of these redesigned to be a portable and put in a box. It has full floating horn. That wasn't new for this year. That appeared a couple years earlier, or at least 1 year earlier, 1917. By full floating, I mean that horn is not attached to anything except the rear of the cabinet, where it attaches through the wood to that tone arm support there, tone arm mount. It is hanging suspended in there, and it completely isolates the motor from the horn, so that if the motor has any little clicks and rattles, you don't hear them in the music. And speaking of hearing the music, we have When Hearts Were Young, Paul Whitman. Not quite exactly the same era as the machine, but very close to it. And let's hear it. Fire it up. And there you have it. 1918's Victor Victrola IV, which was the smallest of the Victrolas that it was in the Victor lineup. You had this, then you had the 6th, and so on, all the way up to the 9th, and then he went on to the 10th, and so on to the floor machines and the credenzas and all the big models. But it all started with this. This was your entry-level Victrola. By no means does that mean this is a cheap machine. It's anything but. This was a fairly expensive piece of equipment back in the day. If $25 then, that's several $100s. Well, probably about $200 or something like that today. And there was nothing cheap about a Victor machine. Quality materials throughout, no substandard substitutions in there. They had the best patents and they made use of them. You know, and in this machine is solid oak. There are no veneers even in this. And it's a smaller one, this and the 6th, they made out of solid material, be it mahogany or oak. Oak was the only choice for the 4, but it was always solid. The larger machines, they had to go to veneers, obviously. It would have been prohibitively expensive to make. In one of these machines, you have wood, brass, tone arm, cast iron, your horn, steel, rubber, natural rubber, leather, mica. I guess that's about it. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. Well, I said wood. Yeah, I did say wood. No plastic, no pot metal yet in these years. That would come later for other machines. You know, nothing cheap and chintzy. It was made to last the ages, and it's true because here we are 102 years later, and this machine is still playing. Now, I'm going to bet you money that 102 years from now, whatever musical device is in your pocket is going to be at the bottom of a landfill somewhere, totally, or dead in a display case under a bunch of dust in a museum. While these can be repaired indefinitely and kept playing for all time, or at least until we run out of records, unless someone starts making new ones. But there you go. There's a look at the Victor Victrola from 1918. The post-war model.